Hey y'all, it's Amy from HarrisHomesteadBlog.com, and today I have a special guest with me, my mom Kathy. She came up for the weekend and she brought me a bunch of delicious pears off their pear tree from their home. Today we're going to walk you through how we're going to make pear sauce from these fresh pears from their backyard. We have had this pear tree forever. It was there when I was growing up, but recently they had a limb break off and none of these pears are actually ready yet, but she called me and asked what we could do with them because she didn't want to just let all the fruit go to waste. So she asked maybe could we make some Instant Pot pear sauce similar to the Instant Pot applesauce I recently shared on my blog, and I will link it in the description box below. So I said, well, we can definitely try. So she actually tried this recipe at her home first and shared it with me. So today we're going to walk you through how we're going to make pear sauce from these fresh pears from their backyard. So if you've ever made Instant Pot applesauce, it's very, very similar. It's actually the exact same recipe that we're going to do today. So we are going to use the Instant Pot, and she's already started peeling. We are going to make a double batch today since she's here to help me. A single batch took about 10 to 12 pears with 1 cup of water. We are going to double that today, but I have found that with the Instant Pot, when you double a recipe, you usually do not have to double the water. When I first started making Instant Pot applesauce, I tried to double my water, but I ended up with a very runny applesauce. Just going to add the 1 cup of water and double our amount of pears. So we are peeling these today. If you've seen my Instant Pot applesauce recipe or you've ever made your own Instant Pot applesauce, you know that with apples, you don't necessarily have to peel them. If you want that extra fiber, you can leave the peel on. However, with these pears, they are a tougher texture, so I definitely would recommend peeling the pears. These pears are more of a canning pear, so they are naturally a tougher pear to eat. So that's what makes them so perfect for this Instant Pot pear sauce. We are not going to can ours today. You could, but we are just going to have them fresh in the refrigerator because we'll eat them up pretty quickly at my house. But you definitely could can these and seal them up for several months. So normally these pears would have been ready about mid to late August, but again, the limb fell and we just didn't want all of this fruit to go to waste. They're definitely not to their full sweetness just yet. I think we've got our pears peeled. My mom has done 12 and I have done 12. We're gonna go ahead and start adding our pears to the Instant Pot. So we peeled about 24 pears and chopped them up. You don't have to chop them up small because at the end we're gonna go back with an immersion blender. If you don't have an immersion blender, you can use a hand mixer. But this has filled up about half of my Instant Pot. So I'm gonna go ahead and now add the water. Add the Instant Pot lid. Mom is still going to keep peeling because we're going to make a second batch after this. Turn on the pressure cook button. And for applesauce, I do 8 minutes. I do the same thing for this pear sauce. So I'm going to change my arrows to 8 minutes and then just let the Instant Pot begin. Make sure your steam vent is on sealing. You want that pressure to build up, so make sure that is closed. So now we just wait on the Instant Pot to bring it to pressure, and then we're gonna let it sit for 8 minutes, and then we'll do a quick release and check out our pear sauce. So our Instant Pot just finished its pressure cook. I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick release. Now, if you get busy and forget to do the quick release, that is fine. I usually do forget, but I'm gonna go ahead and quick release today since we are filming. So after the quick release, they do look delicious. They smell wonderful. I'm going to use my immersion blender to blend them up into the sauce. If you do not have an immersion blender, you can definitely just use a hand mixer. That's what my mom does. So we'll go ahead and blend them up. I forgot to mention, you can flavor these beforehand with cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, basically any flavoring that you prefer. This is a jar that we have that we did flavor, whereas this is a jar we didn't. We like it both ways. So you can see we just have these really soft pears that are ready to be blended into a pear sauce. So this batch is ready now to ladle into our jars. If you did want to can these, you could just have your jars really hot, and then when you put in the hot liquid, sealed in with a fresh canning lid and ring, and they will seal on their own. I'm just gonna put these into clean mason jars and put them in the fridge. So that double batch only gave me about 2 jars of pears. These are smaller pears, so they're not gonna yield a very large batch. So it looks like I'm gonna get about 2.5 jars out of this. I did about 24 of those smaller size pears. I found that applesauce thickens up in the fridge, so this pear sauce will thicken up a little bit more as well once it is chilled. So there you have it, a delicious snack or breakfast item. So I hope you enjoyed this video for pear sauce. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel where I post 2 new videos each week on our homegrown lifestyle at our Wholesome Homestead. Thank y'all so much for stopping by.